Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Oh, thanks. So do you.
Let me turn up my volume just
Yeah, me too.
a
I need
little
to do
bit,
some
just so I
singing
can
stuff.
hear you. Perfect.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Is everybody staying safe and everything?
Yeah, we are. Just, I don't know, getting a little stir crazy now.
I know, right? It's been like a little over a month and it's going insane.
Yeah,
Are you quarantining with your family right now?
I am. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm at my parents' house with my brother, and yeah, so we're here.
And you live in
I'm
LA,
in.
right?
Yeah.
hmm
hmm
Good, good. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta right now, so.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So how is that with how everybody just opened up everything there?
Yeah, I'm still staying inside. I know a lot of people are still staying inside.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going out to any restaurants or anything like that right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't
That's
even
so.
introduce myself. I'm Tatyana, by the way.
Hi, Tatyana. No, I watched your live with Keith. So I don't know.
Oh,
I felt like
yeah.
I've met you, but I actually haven't. So, but how? Yeah, nice to meet you.
I know. Nice to formally meet. Yeah. So I want to jump right into it. I feel like you come from like the industry background, like your father was in the industry, right? So it's something that you kind of always like grew up with.
Yeah. He was signed when I was a baby, so yeah, I was always around him in the studio and everything, and
Mhm.
I think it just naturally bit me. The bug bit me when I was super young. So
Mhm.
yeah, he definitely is a huge influence in what I do and why I do it. So yeah.
Did you ever think about doing anything else, or was acting and music like always on your radar?
Um, I mean, I feel like when I was young, there were little things. Like I remember wanting to play soccer, but it didn't last very long. Like,
hmm
like I feel like it was like for a split second, then it was like, yeah, no. I think it's always been singing and acting for me for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were in a group too, right? You were in
hmm
Love Dollhouse
Yeah.
when you were a kid. And when did you guys like break up?
Um, we went through a few different transitions
Okay.
actually. So it always felt like it ended at some point, but I think officially it was in 2014 or
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys ever release music? Because you were on America's Got Talent, right?
Yeah, and that was like in the beginning before we ever
Okay.
got signed.
Okay.
So that was before, I mean, I was in high school still at that point. So it was still, I think our parents were starting to take us seriously, like at
Mm-hmm.
that point and everything. Yeah, I think I was in like ninth grade or 10th grade
Mm-hmm.
when that happened. And then we had released only one song when we actually got signed,
Okay.
which was in 2012 when I was a senior in high school. And I think we released it in 2012 or 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2013. Yeah. It's all mixed up in my mind.
What was it like being in a girl group at such a young age too?
Yeah, it was interesting. I think it just taught me a lot of different lessons, I think
hmm
more than anything. Um, it was cool in theory. I think for a long time, like since I was young, I loved TLC. I loved Destiny's Child. Like I was
hmm
just super like just mesmerized by them, and I admire them so much and love like the camaraderie of a girl group and the
hmm
sisterhood of it all. And I really did genuinely want to have sisters and to be in a girl group and to have best friends and for us to be successful together, like that
hmm
was the dream. Who wouldn't want that? But it's very difficult. Groups are difficult, but girl groups are even more difficult. They're like 10 times more
I can
difficult.
only
So
imagine.
yeah, so it was a lot. And I mean, I got beautiful friendship out of it. One of the girls is still my best friend to this day. And yeah, just a lot of lessons that you learn throughout about friendship, about the industry, um, about how, to move in general and how you mature. I mean, we were so young,
Hmm.
so all of us made a lot of mistakes. All of us didn't know, who we even were at that point. So, um, yeah, there was just, of course, a lot of drama, but I think it was all like out of being young as well. I
Right.
think too,
Hmm.
I've grown a lot. I'm sure everyone else has, so yeah, it was definitely a moment in time that I think is good to keep in the past, but definitely
Hmm.
something that, I grew from.
Yeah. And your mom's been your manager like since you were a kid too?
Yeah. Literally since I was super young. And yeah, she's seen it all with me. So,
Hmm. What's that like having someone like your mom that you trust so much being your manager? Do you think that's like the best route to go?
it's definitely, I think, it's different for everyone, but
Yeah.
I know for me, it was something that I felt most comfortable just because, you trust your mom more than any other person that will come into your life saying, I'm gonna basically be like, your machine for starting up, and it's
Hmm.
hard to trust somebody during this time, especially when you're getting into it. It's a lot of people that come in it just a little shisty, a little snake like, and you just
Right.
never know who you can really trust. And I've definitely seen that happen. So, your mom's gonna have your best interest, and she definitely has. It's definitely not, completely perfect. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's your mom, and anybody, even just with a normal relationship with their mom, they have their ups and downs. But I think now we've definitely learned more on how to keep things, business, professional, and then know when to click into that's my mom, she's my daughter type of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's so important too. So, did you do any acting when you were young? Or, like, how did you get into the pivot of acting from music?
Yeah. So I don't know. It was kind of something I always like in my mind. It was something that was hand in hand for me. Like I was always super dramatic as a kid. I say this all the time. Like I'm like a
Yeah.
broken record at this point. I was super dramatic. I always
Mhm.
would know every line of like a musical, but also know the songs. Like it was like something that it would just come hand in hand for me. And when I was young, I was in a youth theater in Detroit called Mosaic, which is still up and running. A beautiful, beautiful program that just really teaches you a lot. And I think, whether you go into the theater department or the singing department, they kind of always made you, dive into both in some way. And I did that because I was in the choir department, and we still had to, be a part of the plays and like, audition for parts in that area too. So it was something that I always loved. I think when I was younger, I was probably just a little more like, I don't really know if I can really do it.
Yeah.
But I did. So it was definitely just something that bit me young as well.
Mhm.
And I always kind of loved them equally, just didn't know if I was capable of both as much. So,
Yeah. Do you have one that you love more right now, or does it go like back and forth?
I mean, I guess you could say it goes back and forth, but it's really just like, what opportunity presents itself. Like,
Hmm.
um, when Star had came to me in 2016, not actually to me, but when it was just like a thing that it was coming out,
Hmm.
um, and the audition process started, it was just something that naturally, organically happened.
Hmm.
But I was still, you know, um, going through things with music at that time. Me and the group had just broken up right before then,
Hmm.
so it just ironically, like it just happened that way. Like I was, going hard on music for years with the group, and then the show came about, and then
Hmm.
that kind of, took me in a little different direction that I didn't see coming, but it happened. So I think it just goes like, in
In ways.
waves, just
Hmm.
depends on like what's going on. I try to balance it as much now, especially because I
Hmm.
see, I have a bit more control over it now.
Yeah.
I think when you're just starting, you're just kind of like almost taking anything in a way, like you're just trying to work. So thankfully now I am in a position where I can kind of, you know, navigate and like go through things that I know I want to do versus what I don't, and
You can be
trying
a
to
little more
balance.
choosy.
Yeah, I can be a little more choosy and know when, you know, I want to like buckle down and, you know, just work on my music, or if I want to, you know, do a project. And if I'm doing a project, like how can I split my time in between recording and filming? So it's definitely a challenge, but yeah, I love both so much, and I have to do both.
Speaking of Star was like a hit. People loved it so much, and they were so sad when it went off the air. Talk
Yeah.
about the audition process for Star and just like working on that show, because it was so great and you were so great in it. Like I loved watching Star every
Thank you.
week.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was an adventure, and from beginning to end, like with the audition process, I didn't live in LA yet. I was still in Detroit. So I was sending self tapes, and then when it came to the test, they had to fly me out. Um, and that's when I met the other girls, but obviously we didn't know who was going to be who yet.
Right.
But they had gone through a little different like boot camp type of thing that I didn't go through. I think it was a combination of just, you know, them living, you know, in LA, and then I wasn't. So it was just, they went through like 10 different audition like times, and like seeing people and like meeting Lee over and over again. And when they had told me all the stuff that they had gone through, because they even went through it with a different person that was auditioning for Alexandra as well. So it was just all like all over the place, and we had different processes, but it was a lot. And I think we knew once we had met each other that day that it was going to be us three. I think we just felt it. It was also Cotton, who is played by Amaya Scott. She was within that as well. And yeah, I think we all just kind of knew that we had it. And I remember when I knew I had it, I got really emotional, but not in a way that people would think. I actually got really scared because, like I said, I just got out of a girl group, and I was just like, really? Like, again? Like this? I mean, even though it's not real, it's still like, what? Like, why, God? Like, what are you trying to tell me? I was just so thrown off by the whole thing, and I was just, you know, just really scared. It was just really out of fear, and it's such a weird thing to say and go through, because it's like, you know, a Lee Daniels show on Fox, like who wouldn't want that? Like, you know, so, but it was just, you know, everybody goes through different things in their head, and everyone's entitled to their own feelings. So that's what I felt at the time. And I knew that I wasn't going to pass it up. Like I knew, you know, like I was still going to go through it, but I was really contemplating on if it was smart to. And it obviously was, but it was a lot of challenges within the show as well. But still very beautiful. So
How did you like Atlanta?
Atlanta was super, super cool. I love the energy. I love the food. I love just the atmosphere. I think it was something that kind of felt like home in a way, but still a little different. And yeah, it felt really good. I had ended up buying a house out there towards the end of our last season. Me and Brittany did. And mine was still being built, and it was going through like a whole process that took way longer than I expected. But I was gonna live out there.
You liked it that much?
I know, right? Yeah, I did. But at that time, I also thought that we would be going possibly for a fourth season. So that was in my mind, because I was sick of paying rent, you know, throwing money away. So I thought it would be a great investment. And then it just took a different route. And I think that was God basically telling me, like, you probably don't like Atlanta that much. Like, LA is probably where you really want to be at,
Where
and
you
it
want
is.
to.
But
Yeah.
I really did like Atlanta, and I really loved the place that I was going to be in too. I was very,
Mm-hmm.
very excited for it, but
Yeah.
things happen. So,
And the fans still want a star movie. Like they're not finished. They still want this to go on like
they're
forever.
not finished.
Do you
They
think
are
we'll
so
ever
not
get?
finished.
Do you think we'll ever get a star movie, or uh,
Um,
maybe on
I
Netflix or something,
don't.
or Fox
I
streaming
really
service?
don't know. I mean, honestly, the only person that would truly know is Lee Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
and um, he's been working on so much stuff now. So he's also backed up with just work and different projects, and
Right.
obviously we're doing stuff too. So it's just I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I definitely don't think it'll happen anytime soon. So I mean, it's so much that goes into that, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then like getting people's schedules, like not ours really, but more so like Queen Latifah and like, just like
Right.
getting people like down, like to do it, and then getting a script, and then like seeing who's actually going to put it on their platform, or if it's going to go to the theaters. Like you just don't,
Yeah.
it's just a lot that I don't think people realize goes into it. So,
We're just
we
gonna have
just
to hold
really
out
don't
hope
know.
and pray on it.
Really, I mean, they're gonna have to like really like go hard, go to like Lee's house and like petition
Protest
out there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
At least we still get to see you, on our TV screens now because you're in Grownish, which everybody
Yeah,
was super excited about to hear that you were joining the Grownish cast. What was that like?
I know, that was crazy.
Joining, what was that
What
like
was
to
it
do?
like
Yeah,
joining?
yeah, and working
It
with
was
Dara.
really, yeah, it was really cool. It was something that I just didn't expect, because I was a genuine fan of the show when it started, because I love Yara, I love Chloe and Halle, and I'm cool with them. So it was something that I supported from the get-go,
Right.
and just never saw like our paths crossing like that. So it was just like crazy to see it all, come together at some point. It was really cool. And like I said, I've been a fan of the show, and also just that world, I think, was really intriguing to me. Like I've always wanted to play like a college student. I've always wanted to, just be in a world where, like, my character Jillian is just super laid back and cool. She's into film, and she's just a character that I think since I was young, I just wanted to like play a character like that. Like she gives me like Denise Huxtable vibes, like, and
Right.
like just
Very
like
much.
a whole bunch of different like vibes that you get from her. Like it's
Yeah.
somebody that I always wanted to play, like that type of character. So it was really, really cool, on top of being a part of such a like big cast, like that family type of cast. Was
Yeah.
like really cool, intimidating to go into, because you just don't know how people are gonna, act and, invite you in. But I say it all the time, they were so amazing to me. They embraced me, and I'm so appreciative of that, because, I think people can be really mean in Hollywood, I think, and you just never know what your experience is going to be coming into something that already has like a foundation, so it was just really cool to go into something like that. And I'm glad that everyone received it and received me. I'm very thankful for it, so it was cool.
Can you tell us anything about what's going to happen with Jillian? Like, I feel like she's been super chill, under the radar. I felt like we thought she was going to have beef with Zoe, and then
Right.
they didn't have, and then they kind of worked it out.
And then there's like so many people that are like, why don't they argue already? I'm like, why don't you guys want them to be friends?
Right.
Like, this can happen. This is something that can happen. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say much. I think the second half of the season is going to be really exciting, though, just for all the storylines. But I mean, it's so hard to get like a lot in there into a 30-minute show. Like, I don't think people realize that. Like, there's so many characters a part of the show, and like getting all of their stories into a 30-minute ep is really difficult to do. But it's gonna be really cool. I think you're gonna see more of just Jillian in her element with, you know, filming and why she's there, being a film major and whatnot. So it'll be cool to dive into that more. So I'm excited for people to see that.
Okay, well, I can't wait. I'm like a huge grownish fan, so I'll be looking forward to that.
Yay. Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so your fans sent me a bunch of questions that they
Oh
will
God.
kill me if I do not ask you.
Oh God.
So they want to know, are they getting any quarantine music?
Oh God. Um. Oh, see, if I say something and then it doesn't happen, then they're gonna get really mad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm definitely cooking up something, and
Okay,
hopefully
okay.
it'll be out by this whole quarantine time.
Alrighty. You guys, you have to stay tuned. She's dropping something. And then they wanted me to ask you about Flint Strong, which is a movie that you are going to be attached to. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
guess we just want to know what that project, means to you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an honor. Like, I think it's still surreal to me, and I mean, we were literally filming. We filmed for 2 days right before we had to shut down production. So it's just, it's a little weird right now because, I mean, I think within the film industry period, it's just been sort of like, you know, forever evolving, but really evolving within these last few years with streaming and everything involved. So,
Right.
I mean, it's, you know, an actor's dream to know when like their first movie is going to be like on the big screen and everything. And, you know, it is and it will be, but it's just about a matter of, you know, how, you know, people are going to react in the theaters now. Like, are people going to go to the movies as much anymore after this? Like, it's just all very scary. But I'm being optimistic about it. It's going to be great. I'm very excited, very honored for this to be, you know, my first huge movie. Is just insane to me. And I'm honored to play Clarissa because she's such a powerhouse. I mean, obviously with it being boxing, she's a literal powerhouse, but her as a person as well is just, you know, a person who you would want to play. Like she's so strong. She is so confident. And I think more than anything, I've always said that I've been training for months. But I think more than anything, her confidence is something that I'm really gonna have to make sure I, you know, really make clear in the movie, because it's something that is abnormal. Like, you don't always see somebody with this drive that, you know, you can't really tell them anything, no matter what. Like, they just know they're the best, period. So it's like I said, it's an honor. It's really cool to be doing this, and I just hope I do her story justice. And it's crazy that this is even being made. It's not your normal movie, you know. So it's gonna be really great. So I'm excited.
We'll all be looking out for that.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for auditions?
Oh man, I think at a certain point, not gonna lie, I'm gonna be straight up. At a certain point, you definitely get to a point where it's just like you audition so much that after a minute, it can be hard to get excited and, like, you know, have this like super drive for it. And I think at that point it becomes, you know, are you really passionate about the project? I mean, for instance, I think with Flint Strong, I mean, I watched the documentary, I read the script, I was just like super into it. And so that made, you know, the audition process for me like so much better, because I was like just really ready and just ready to dive into it and go for it and go really hard for it too. So I think it's different for each project I do. I mean, I think sometimes it can, you know, be a project that you feel like they're not really going to pick me. Like, it's something that, you know, whether it be in the description, it's something that you feel like they're not even going to, you know, choose somebody that looks like me. So it's hard to get, you know, amped up for something like that, amped up to audition for something like that. So I honestly, to be 100% real, it just depends on what exactly I'm auditioning for. I think it's just about really just trying to put yourself into that character's shoes as much as possible, making sure you know your lines as much as possible, so then you won't have to think about it during the audition as much. Like, it just literally flows out, and I think that's the smartest thing that you can really do, is just like over prepare, so then it doesn't blow up and all you're thinking about are the lines and how you screw them up. Because honestly, people don't even care about the lines being word for word that much. It's more so about the emotion of it all, and you know, how much you put yourself into it. So it just depends. Yeah.
All right. And I have to ask you some questions about Keith. Would you, I know you guys did Big Sean's video together, but would you ever do like a movie or a TV show with him?
I mean, I think we would, only if it was something that was organic and felt right. I don't know. And it would just have to be like the right projects, I think. You know, I think it just depends. We're not pushing anything, you know, forcing anything. And we definitely don't want to like, we're not the type to want to like shove us in you guys' faces. So we definitely wouldn't want it to be like overkill or something like that. Like, oh wow, they're in a movie together. So it really just depends on the project, I think. It would be cool. It'd be really fun, because doing the Sean video with him was fun. To do. It could be a little awkward sometimes. You're just like, oh my god, we have to like kiss in front of all these people, which is like normal, and like, you know, if it was another actor that I wasn't dating, but since we are dating, it was like, this is weird, but it was fun. It was fun. It was really fun to do that with him.
Yeah. What is something that you guys like to do together?
I mean, I'm like a person who loves adventure, and I just like doing stuff that I haven't really done, or like doing things outside more. Like, we've gone to the gun range before, which is really cool. We want to do archery together. I love amusement parks. Like, I'm a super roller coaster junkie.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
oh my god.
What's your sign?
I love my sign.
Yeah.
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Okay.
What are you?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, Aries are like that. I love Aries. My best friend's an Aries.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love anything that's kind of, I don't know, that you don't normally do. I mean, I want to do like a pottery class with him that we've been talking about. That'd be super fun. Just, I don't know, just stuff. We're also like a really cool, like, not cool, a chill couple as well. So we do like watch and binge a lot of shows together. Play video games together. It really, yeah, but I do like doing stuff outside, and I am on him a lot about doing different stuff. So
is he like the homebody and you're the one that's like, let's go out?
It's actually the opposite. Like, it definitely, like, with that, it depends, because he's like, well, I guess not as much now, but he like is such a people person, like, and he'll go out to like whatever lounge or club or party. Like, he's so that person to like want to go, and I'm like, do we have to? Like, can we just stay in here, please? Like, I'm begging you. But and then sometimes, you know, if it's something that like I was just saying, like an amusement park and stuff like that, like, I'm all for it, you know? So it's really like flipped with stuff. He's usually always down for the most part, and I'm the one who really just wants to stay home and like play The Sims or something. Like, I'm so at home person. I'm a homebody for sure.
So quarantine hasn't been too rough.
It's funny, like all my friends and everything have been saying, like, Ryan, this must be a dream for you. Like, like, this is right up your alley. And I'm like, yeah, I think at this point it's just been a little too much for me, you know? Like, at first it was like, okay, this is normal. Like, I do this all the time, you know? But yeah, at this point it's definitely just, I want to go out. But I think more than anything, I just want to work. Like, I want to get back to filming now. And then when I'm done filming, I'm right back in the house again.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm a homebody too, but I'm like a little bit ready to get out the house and
Yeah, definitely. I
get
mean,
some adventure.
to eat, to anything. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I want to do something. But yeah, it's been cool to spend time with like family. Yeah, that's been really cool, honestly, because I definitely miss my family when I'm away. So that's been just really cool to be able to get to do during this time.
And I'm sure you've heard this a bunch, but you are literally so stunning. Like,
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
And I feel like we don't see enough women like you on camera who look like you. How important is it for you to be that representation for women? Because I think you're such a good model for that.
Thank you. It's everything to me, and I think that people know that now, especially because just with different interviews and everything, I've voiced that as much as possible, and it's just been something that for years now I think it's a part of my purpose to be something and someone that people can look up to, young girls can look up to, and I'm proud of it. And I just want to keep making people proud as much as possible. And, knowing that I'm not doing it alone. Like, there's so many other women out here right now doing it, women before me that have been killing it, paving the way for me. So, it's just about paying homage to them as well as continuing it, making it grow, supporting other women as well. Like, I don't just want to be the only one, because then that would be pointless. Like, I want it to be a lot of us, our faces just seen everywhere in different aspects and different lights that you just usually don't see. So it's always been very, very important to me because since I was young, I felt that literal same way. So yeah, I'm honored, and I'm just glad that I can be that for people. It means a lot.
Yeah. So besides new music and Flint Strong when the world gets back, what else can we expect for you? What else do you have coming up your sleeve?
Oh man, I mean, it's really hard to say, and it's stuff that I honestly can't even say right now.
Okay.
But I mean, there's been a lot of different things and like changes, like with my team even, that I'm just really excited for. There's going to be a lot of different things I'm going to be diving into. But again, it's hard to say when I haven't even filmed a movie yet that I was supposed to be finishing up now, literally. So a lot of things honestly have been, put on hold, put on pause, taking a little, slower to, find out, figure out, set in stone. So, but there's a lot of cool things. I'm really excited for the new year. It's so weird even having to say that. We're not even done with 2020, but things have been pushed back, obviously. So I'm excited about the future, being optimistic about the future. So yeah, I just hope that everyone is still sticking with me.
We are. We're looking at. Are you on TikTok?
I'm like half on TikTok, half not on TikTok. Like, I've made TikToks, but I've never like straight up posted on TikTok. Like, it's weird. Like, I've made TikToks with my brother, and I made a TikTok with Monty, and
I know that's what I was talking about.
Oh man,
that went viral on Twitter.
Yeah, but I have one, but I don't go on it. Maybe I'll go on it more. I never even thought I'd make a TikTok, so it's just crazy that I even did, and I think that is for a lot of people during quarantine. They're doing things that they never thought they would do. But yeah, maybe I'll post more. I don't know.
My TikTok want one.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they want it. After one with Normani, we were like, oh, we need more. Maybe.
I don't know. I'll see.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. This was so
No
much fun.
problem.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm really glad, and thank you guys for always being supportive. I really appreciate it a lot.
Everybody's talking about your TikTok right now in the
Oh
comments. They're
God.
like, post it, post it.
My TikTok name is
Uh-oh.
I think it's Destiny, because Ryan Destiny was taken.
Really?
I don't know who took it. Yeah.
Right.
It was...
Like,
I think it's at Destiny. So
right.
follow me on there, and maybe I'll post something. Maybe. I don't know.
And then on IG, you're Ryan Destiny, and Twitter.
Yes. Yeah, everything else is Ryan Destiny.
Okay.
Thankfully. So yeah.
But somebody stole your TikTok. Like,
I know. Like, come on. Like, what am I supposed to do now? That's probably why I haven't posted anything.
Right. Right. But thank you so much for joining me. And thank you to everyone tuned in. I hope everybody stays safe, stay at home, wash your hands, all that.
Yes, everyone, please stay safe and at home. I hope everyone's families are safe right now, and hopefully they're using this time to, I don't know, do something, anything.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, girl. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Bye.